What's going on, gentlemen? Good to have you here with me. I appreciate it, as always. I will be honest, I didn't sleep well last night because I genuinely think the dumbasses in our government are going to get us into war. Over money, over resources, which, okay, yeah, what else is new? If you go back to Desert Shield, Desert Storm, and everything, the Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, the rest of it, it's always over resources because God knows we don't have enough resources here in the United States. They don't want us to drill here. They don't want us to frack here. They don't want us to do anything but solar. But it's fine if it's on the other side of the world, everybody. That's fine. And it's not just the United States. It's the European Union, which will drag Australia into it, which will probably drag the Philippines and Japan into it. And I'm not trying to be hyperbolic, but I'm pissed. By the way, earmuffs to any kids in the room, because I'm going to be swearing a whole lot. I'm going to have to edit the shit out of this for YouTube. But these videos are going on Better Bachelor today because I have 30,000 subscribers on my Odd Man Out news channel. And on Better Bachelor, I've got 75,000. So this is going on Better Bachelor because everybody needs to know our asses are going to war over stupid people, over DEI, over greedy politicians, over BlackRock, over trillions of dollars of minerals in the ground. It's so tiring. And I'm going to tell you this right now. If you get drafted and you go, you're stupid. I genuinely mean that. You say you're too old to get drafted, but right now you got 50-year-old men fighting in Ukraine and in Russia. Don't think they won't go down the chain, let me tell you right now. Anyway, hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. I'm going to start with this story first today. Diversity is going to get us all ended, I swear. The female diversity hire almost gets herself and the entire crew ended. Hey, here's an idea. Here's an idea. What does this ship look like to you? It has a very unique design. It looks very unique. Why, it's all sharp angles. It's all angular, almost like it's meant to be, wait for it, stealthy. And what is the numbnuts female DEI chief of the boat, Griselle Mario? What does she decide to do? Well, let's install Starlink on it so I can watch my soap operas and movies, everybody. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. And what is her punishment? What is her punishment for this egregious lack of discipline that could have gotten everybody on the boat blown to smithereens because she's got a Starlink to watch soap operas on it? She lost a rank. She lost one rank. That's it. I don't know, $1 billion vessel at risk. All her crewmen at risk so she could watch soap operas, and she lost a rank. All right, gents, listen up. The world's getting more unpredictable by the day. Political insanity, rumors and actual threats of war, an unstable stock market, and now the looming threat of a new global health emergency. Did you know there's a bird flu summit coming in October? It's eerily reminiscent of Event 201 that foreshadowed the COVID pandemic. And get this, the first topic on the agenda is mass fatality management planning. But here's the good news. You don't have to be scared if you're prepared. The wellness company created a medical emergency kit, and every home in America should have at least one of these. They're packed with life-saving medications like Ivermectin, amoxicillin, even Z-Packs. And it's all backed by experts like Dr. Peter McCullough and, of course, Dr. Drew Pinsky. Imagine this. No more frantic searches for a doctor, no more emergency waiting rooms, just a few clicks and this kit's delivered to your front door. And in case of emergency, like war, you're gonna need something like this. In times like these, having a medical emergency kit now is not just a luxury, it's a necessity. Protect your family by preparing now. Head over to twc.health/oddmanout and use code oddmanout to save $30. Don't wait until it's too late. Act now, take control, ensure you're protected against whatever comes next because you know they're going to be doing something in time for the elections. That's twc.health/oddmanout and use code oddmanout to save $30 and get free shipping right now. From the Navy Times, how Navy chiefs, multiple, conspired to get themselves illegal warship Wi-Fi. Today's Navy sailors are likely familiar with the jarring loss of internet connectivity that can come with ship deployment. No more TikTok for you, I guess. For a variety of reasons, including operational security, a crew's internet access is regularly restricted while underway to preserve bandwidth for the mission and to keep their ship safe from nefarious online attacks. But the senior enlisted leaders among the littoral combat ship Manchester's Gold crew knew no such provision last year when they installed and secretly used their own Wi-Fi network during a deployment, according to a scathing internal investigation obtained by New York Times. Now, if you're asking, well, this happened last year, why are we only hearing about it now? Because it was kept undercover, because they didn't let us know about it. So this is a story from just a couple days ago. We're so stupid. As the ship prepared for a West Pacific deployment in April 2023, the enlisted leader on board conspired with the ship's chief to install a secret, unauthorized network aboard the ship for use exclusively by them. So while rank-and-file sailors lived without the level of internet connectivity they enjoyed ashore, the chiefs installed a Starlink satellite internet dish on the top of the ship and used a Wi-Fi network they dubbed Stinky to check sports scores, text home, and stream movies. However, in the official report, it didn't say check sports scores. It said to keep up on telenova soap operas. The enjoyment, and you know what's ironic? Not only did the chiefs put the entire boat at risk by installing the Starlink, they didn't even let the crew have access. It was just the upper enlisted that were able to use it. So they put everybody at risk, and they didn't even let the crewmen use the damn thing. They say the enjoyment of those wireless creature comforts by enlisted leaders aboard the ship carried serious repercussions for the security of the ship and its crew. The dangers such systems pose to the crew, the ship, and the Navy cannot be understated, the investigation notes. Gee, that sounds serious. Led by the senior enlisted leader of the ship's Gold crew, then Commander Senior Chief Grisel Mareo, the effort roped in the entire chief's mess by the time it was uncovered a few months later. Mareo was relieved in late 2023 after repeatedly misleading and lying to her ship's command about Wi-Fi network. She was convicted at court-martial this spring in connection to the scheme, which is why we're hearing about it now. She was sentenced to a reduction in rank to E7 after the trial and did not respond to requests for comment for this report. The Navy has yet to release the entirety of the Manchester investigation file to Navy Times, including supplemental enclosures. Such records generally include statements or interview transcripts with the accused. She had a Wi-Fi access on a stealth vessel. She then had her entire crew lie about it. She lied about it. She misled commanders. And nothing comes of it except a loss of rank? Are you joking me? What are we doing? This is serious. This is really, really serious. Because you've got Wi-Fi radiating, whether it's to satellite or whatever, off of a ship, a stealth ship. She lies, and what happens to her? She lost a rank, and she lost being in charge of this vessel. But she's still in the military. If you're an E6 or an E5 or an E4 or on down the chain, and she's now an E7, you're still reporting to her. But this is a great idea, everybody. This is her picture. Gee, diversity much? You're going to tell me that if a dude did this, he'd only be dinged down a rank? They say the records released so far show the probe, which wrapped up in November, found that the entire chief's mess knew about the secret system, and those who didn't buy into it were nonetheless culpable for not reporting the misconduct. Those chiefs and senior chiefs who knew, paid for, helped hide, or knew about the system were given administrative non-judicial punishment at the Commodore's mast, according to the investigation. Unauthorized Wi-Fi systems like the one she set up are a massive no-no for a deployed Navy ship, and her crime occurred as the ship was deploying to the West Pacific, where such security concerns become even more paramount among the heightened tensions with the Chinese. This is, and what's crazy about this, and I'm going to keep reading this, but listen to the words that the Navy themselves used: deep manipulations, corrupt dealings. And she's supposed to have a degree in business administration with a concentration of information security and digital management, according to her biography. So that points to even that she should definitely know what she's doing. And then she denial. They break it all down. Lots of denial. And apparently she's lost a rank, and that's it. This is a very long story. They go very deep into this. But they're talking about, like this, again, egregious misconduct. How the hell is it this is a security threat to a vessel, a $1 billion vessel with crew members on it, that it's supposed to be stealthy, that you've got these satellite dishes coming off the side of it, and they're saying, this is very serious, so we're going to take a rank from you. Now go back to work. Oh, the rest of you that knew about this, we're not going to do judicial action against you. We're just going to give you a desk job and keep paying you. Genius. But you know why they didn't let him go? Do you know why they didn't fire him? Because there's not enough people in our military. Because smart people like you and I hope none of you are military members out there. For the love of God, get out. But for the smart ones like us that didn't get in the military, or did back when I got in 91, that would never go back with a hole puncher to our head, for those of us smart enough, we're smart enough not to join a Navy like this. Because it's a hot mess. And that's why they can't get new recruits. That's why they can't get anybody to sign up to this. Because people are like, this is legitimately crazy. Putting a Wi-Fi network on a stealth vessel. What the hell's wrong with them? I'm just reading the headlines here. Navy sailor demoted after sneaking satellite dish onto warship to get the internet. She's only been demoted. This is from Jesse Waters. And this ties in a little bit. All of this ties together, my first couple stories, with us getting into conflict, with us going to war. But what I'm showing you is how badly we're screwed if we go. Because I got the war, we'll do the war story following up to this one. This is from Jesse Waters. This is about the attempt on President Trump. And yes, again, I'm showing this on Better Bachelor, so more men know that we're probably heading into war and conflict, and they're going to have women commanders that will put them at risk. So I don't want to get into the politics of this, but I do want to get into the government corruption. I do want to get into the problem with our government and that they're hiding things from us and they're lying us. And this is another DEI hire. They say, this is from Jesse Waters, who did the interview. He said, Senator Josh Hawley says the lead Secret Service agent that was in charge of the Pittsburgh's field office that failed to protect Trump in Butler, she failed a key exam. But the disgraced former director, Kim Cheadle, who got fired, promoted this woman that failed a key exam to run the Butler security detail that failed to protect Trump. And now Homeland Security is telling the Secret Service to cover it up. Listen to this. This will blow your absolute minds. I'll bring it full screen for us. This blows my mind.
Some new whistleblower reporting. What are they telling you now, Senator?
Jesse, what I'm learning now is that the lead advance agent that day in Pennsylvania, this is the agent that was in charge of Trump's entire trip in Pennsylvania, that this agent actually failed one or more of her training exams when she first joined the Secret Service. I mean, the pattern that is emerging here, Jesse, from whistleblowers who've come forward to me now over and over again, is that the Trump rally was undermanned, it was understaffed, they did not have people who had experience on it, and now this advance agent, I'm told, may have failed one or more of her training exams and was known not to be a top quality agent. I mean,
listen, when we hear this about our Navy, I've shown videos of what's going on in our military where these fat, chunky, feminine guys are running up to walls and can't leap over them, where they're cutting the requirements to get in to the military, that they drop the military requirements and then they drop your weight requirements and your IQ requirements and your math requirements and your physical requirements, and that you're female and can you crawl 12 feet as a woman without passing out, you're in. And when you add that to General Milley talking about DEI. I did a video about that because I remember making the thumbnail with General Milley with lipstick on because he's all in on the DEI stuff. And that's at the very, very top. And you've got our president and Harris. They're in on the DEI, and it trickles all the way down. The military, at least in the United States, and from what I've read in the UK, they're very similar. And this makes me wonder a little bit. When you've got Secret Service, and you've got government agencies, and you've got the chain of command up and down, and you've got military members like this that are in charge of it, and then you've got weak military members, and then you've got our equipment rotting. There's pictures of ships with the decks, United States ships, supposed to be the best in the world. I saw a picture of one. The deck was rusting. That never happened when I was in the military. We used to have what we called Saturday morning cartoons, and that's when we got up at 6 a.m. and we literally scrubbed the grout in the tiles with Comet and a toothbrush in our bathrooms. And that was during basic training. But our main dorms still had inspections once a week to make sure we weren't being pigs and slobs. And now we've got military equipment rusting. And I bring this up specifically, this particular video, because they're lying and they're hiding it and they're being directed not to share what's going on. Do you want to be a part of that military? Do you want to be a part of that government where your life is on the line and these are the people commanding you of what to do and where to go? This all ties into the following video, my upcoming thing about us getting into actual conflict, because now the other people that are in charge of us, not in the military chain, but in the government chain, are like, yeah, let's do this. Let's go piss off this other country that has as many nukes or more than we do. That's a great idea. I'm not going into a field and being chased down by a $300 drone that's got a grenade attached to it. I'm not doing that. I hope you guys aren't doing that. Because it's not even defending our country or pride of country or getting back to somebody that harmed us. It's literally for black gold. Except instead of black gold, now it's lithium and nickel and cobalt in the ground.
This is absurd. And the fact that the director will not level with the American people about what's going on here is just totally unacceptable and unbelievable.
Director Cheadle, we know, had a priority to make 30% of the Secret Service women. So this woman fails, maybe once, maybe twice, maybe more. And doesn't matter, Cheadle still makes her in charge of the protective site detail for Butler, knowing that there was an Iranian threat.
Yeah, see, this is what's so hard to understand, is that if this individual had failed one or more of her training exams, if she was known not to be really one of the Secret Service's top agent, she's in the Pittsburgh office, why was she put in charge of the entire trip, Jesse? I mean, the whole thing. She was in charge of the whole works from the time the president landed to the time he went to Butler. It's just totally inexplicable. And Jesse, one other thing, I'm told by people who are close to and have knowledge of the Secret Service's own internal investigation that the Department of Homeland Security is leaning on the Secret Service not to comply with document requests to Congress. I mean, this is really getting to be outrageous. The American people need the truth here.
Yeah, there's a cover-up going on. Now that's definitive. And thank God for this whistleblower pipeline that your office established. Senator Josh Hawley, thank you very much for what you continue to do. We really appreciate it.
So now, not only are they covering up things because of left versus right, Republican versus Democrat, now they're hiding things because of it's a woman. It's a diversity hire. It's a woman. We can't have her looking bad. We can't. So now we have to hide it because, my gosh, they might hold a woman accountable for something. They might call her out, and we can't put women in a good light. We need to prop them up so they look amazing and strong. Guys, I swear, I've never, look, I'm 51 now. I was in the military at 18. I served my country. And I was in during Desert Shield and Desert Storm and the war in Iran and Iraq. But because I was a cop in the Air Force, I was stateside, just protecting the base and the resources and the people. And we had a lot of really brave people go over there and defend our country. I'm not one of them. I mean, I did my tour here in the United States. Ironically, I believe the code to be shipped anywhere back in the day was 88. That you could pick a couple of bases that you wanted to go to. So I think I picked Germany because I had friends over there that were loving the lifestyle. I picked Southeast Asia because the ladies, as an 18-year-old man in Southeast Asia, I probably have like 83 children by now. And then my last code was 88. And I think that's what it was. Anywhere in the world. And where did I go? New York. I was so pissed because I'm from New York. I went back to my home state. I did my time. I do believe it was good, what used to be good to protect your country and to serve your country. Now, It's not just I would not recommend. It would be, are you out of your mind joining the military? What is wrong with you? We have these diversity hires. They're lying. They're hiding. It's corrupt from the top to the bottom. That's why I firmly believe that we're going to war. I firmly believe it. Because our military they suck. I hate to say that, but not all of them. I'm not saying everybody in our military sucks. I'm just saying in general, compared to what we used to be, you go back and look at the greatest generation or the silent generation, these gentlemen that went off to defend our country and storm the beaches of Normandy, and then you come forward and now there's, Spicy McFatface over here that's putting satellite dishes and lying and corrupting the whole system so she can watch her soap operas.